This is entitled Find Your Investor. Good afternoon. This morning I was at the gym, and as I usually do, when I was speaking with a friend of mine, I was speaking with a guy named Scott Crimes. He's a talented guy, full of energy, and building this really innovative workout company with a killer name called Crime Scene, based on his last name. But despite his great idea, Scott was completely dejected. He's been dejected. Now, he looked at me and said, I know this could work, but no one is willing to take a chance on me. They all want a sure thing. Now, first of all, a sure thing is not out there. There is no sure thing. I know that. Anyone knows that. But the only people that really care about that is people that don't really have the money to spare. They can't take a chance. So I'm standing there without really thinking. I just intuitively started telling him about this 2,000-year-old story about the parable of the sower. Many of you all know about that in the Bible. It's 2,000-year-old story from the Bible. And as I was explaining it to him, something clicked for me. That conversation is why I'm standing here right now, because I looked at this room, I looked at that room, and I see a lot of people at the gym always. But because I looked out at this room and I see passion, I see innovation, and I know many of you feel just like Scott. You're sitting there with the brilliant, unproven idea, and you're filled with anxiety because you think you have to walk into a pitch meeting and prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're a guaranteed home run. Today, I want to tell you that not only is that nearly impossible, but it's the wrong goal entirely. You shouldn't be looking for an investor who only bets on a sure thing. You should be looking for an investor, first of all, who has money to spare. And to explain why, I want to share with all of you what I shared with him, Scott, this morning. The 2,000-year-old story that is secretly all about venture capital. No, I'm not misusing scripture, but it's just something that popped into my head. So if it's there to use it to make your point. The parable of the sower. The story is about a farmer, a sower who goes out to cast seeds. Some seeds fall on rocky soil, they sprout quickly. But because there's no depth, the sun scorches them and they wither away. Think of a startup that launches with buzz, but has no real product. No product market fit and dies in 6 months. Other seeds fall on thorny soil. They grow, but so do the weeds around them, which choke them out. Now, this is the startup that has a good idea, but gets crushed by competition, suffocated by bad management, or starved by a market that shifts unexpectedly, and that can happen. Finally, some seeds fall on good soil. They take root, flourish, and produce an incredible harvest, 30, 60, even 100 times what was sown. This is the unicorn, the sure thing in hindsight. Now, most entrepreneurs hear this story and immediately identify with the soil. You spend all your time trying to prove to investors, I am the good soil, I swear. There are no rocks or thorns here. But you're looking at it all wrong. The most important character in this story for you is not the soil, it's the sower. Now, here's the sower's secret strategy. No wise farmer would bet their entire family's survival on a single seed. A wise sower knows that to find that one patch of incredibly fertile ground, they must cast their seeds far and wide. They know going in that much of their seed, much of their investment will not yield a return. It's a calculated part of the strategy. This is the mindset of the investor you should be looking for. The modern term for this is portfolio theory. A venture capitalist or an experienced angel investor is a professional sower. They aren't making one bet. They are planting a whole field. They are building a portfolio. They fully understand and they fully expect many of their startups, the seeds on rocky and thorny ground, to fail. They aren't afraid of that. They are counting on it because they know that the one or two investments that land on good soil will generate such a massive return that it will pay for all the other losses and then some. Now, an investor with capital to spare isn't looking for a safe 10% return. They are looking for the chance at a 10,000% return. And they know that only comes from betting on unproven ideas. I mean, who goes out with 10 seeds and throw a seed in the ground? Only a poor person, or a person who don't have money to spare. But a liberal person who has an abundance of seeds goes out slinging seeds, bam, just slinging them as they're going. Now, an investor who is betting their last dollar needs you to be sure, needs you to be a sure thing. An investor with $100 million fund needs you to have the potential
to be a unicorn. And they know that comes with risk. So how to find your sower? How do you find this person? You have to do your homework. Look at their portfolio. Go to their website. Look them up on Crunchbase or PitchBook. Have they made 5 investments or 50? A sower with a large, diverse portfolio is one who understands the game. Listen to how they talk in the meeting. Are they only asking how you'll prevent failure, or are they asking about the massive potential if you succeed? A wise sower is just as interested in the size of the potential harvest as the quality of today's soil. Ask them about their failures. An experienced sower isn't ashamed of the seeds that didn't sprout. It's a sign they've been in the field for a long time. Stop being afraid that you are an unproven idea. The most groundbreaking companies in history, from Google to Airbnb, started as an unproven, even crazy sounding idea. They were seeds cast on what looked like very rocky ground. Your job is not to be a guaranteed harvest today. Your job is to find a wise sower who has enough seed to spare and the vision to see the potential in your soil. Now go find them. But before I go, even take my company, for example, Evil Life Wellness. We started off in 2022, we made $39,000. In 2023, we made $180,000. In 2024, we made $550,000. And this year, 2025, we'll make about $1 million or so. But we're looking for an investor that will help us take it to the next level, because next year is harvest time. We have projections for $60 million next year, so 39. So when people hear that, they say, oh, that's crazy. You made $39,000, $180,000, $550,000, $1 million. You're going to jump from $1 million to $60 million? You're absolutely right. And like I said, we're looking for the same type of investor that got money to spare and sees the potential and understands the risk. Thank you.